Listen up, everybody. This round is going to be muzzle-loaded pistols only. No reloading, but you can carry as many blasters as you want. Yo. Roll the intro. Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and this is my Jolt Fest, my Jared's epic Nerf battle loadout in all of its absurdity. And I will talk about all the details on this, but I know what you all really want to see. You want to watch me dump the whole thing. So, Captain X gonna give it to you. That was fun. Now, in the actual Jared's Epic Nerf battle where I ran this, I had a pair of dump pouches attached to the belt, and I would shoot and dump them into the pouch, and then shoot and then dump them into the pouch. I didn't try to put them back into the holsters while I was running, and I definitely didn't just drop them because I would have gotten none of them back. As it was, I ended up losing 2 Jolts and 1 holster that came loose. But I was expecting to lose a lot more than that, then I was fine. I did also lose 1 Triad, but I came away with more blasters than I went with, so I call it a win. Yeah, I originally got this idea from Walcom about 2.5 years ago when we first met. He had a box full of old flip phone holsters that he got from his days in the cell phone selling industry. And I finally had the opportunity, once I got a 3D printer, I was able to make holsters myself. And the ones that I found on Thingiverse didn't work very well. They were just poorly designed, or my printer just couldn't handle them, or what. So I reached out to you guys and asked, hey, could somebody design me a better one? And 6 or 7 different people came back with 6 or 7 different variants. Again, none of them were quite what I needed, so I ended up taking the 6th, or the last one that I got, and making some modifications to it. I made it a lot taller so it held more of the blaster, which made it a lot more stable. I then completely redid the latch, or the loop, the hook that actually hooks it to the molly. It wasn't wide enough, and it wasn't quite long enough to properly lock in, and then there was too much of a gap that would make it so that when you pulled the Jolt out, the holster would just come off the molly. And so I redesigned that. But to all of you who sent me designs, thank you so much. That was super, super cool of you. It's really neat to be able to go, hey, can somebody design me this thing? And then they just start showing up in my inbox. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. I then do have a pair of Bigshocks that are in holsters that were designed by Naidanacami on Thingiverse. Check them out. They are absolutely lovely. Lock in beautifully, look snazzy with all of the extra little details they put into that, and I really, really like how those came out. Those are there because there was a Mega Blaster only round, so I had to have some Mega Blasters. There was, of course, a Jolt only round, and I was the king of that, clearly. Next thing down, we have Triads. There are 6 Triads on here. Each in holsters that were designed by Jitterreduction on Thingiverse, and they also work perfectly. They are designed to hook onto belts. All of these are designed to hook into molly, which is really, really cool. These are designed to go on belts, and I discovered that where I put them in the front was a bad move because it made it really, really difficult to bend over and pick up darts, which proved to be a problem. So I'll probably reposition where I have those if I run this loadout again in the future. And then, of course, I have a few more practical options on here. I did have a Kronos because they had a rival-only round, and I had a hammer shot because you should always have a hammer shot. And this is the blaster that I had my blaster cam mounted to. A lot of people asked me, what blaster did you have the camera mounted to? And I told them it was a hammer shot, and they said, no, it wasn't. I was there. I put the blaster on it. Or the camera on it. I think I would know, but apparently I don't. There are a full 24 jolts on the vest. There are 11 on this side, 11 on this side, and then there are 2 on the shoulder blades because I simply ran out of room. The vest I ended up going with, I'm still not super happy with. It opens up a lot in the front. It buckles up the front, and then the belt buckles, so that makes it really easy to take on and off. But there was a lot of space right here that was wasted. I probably could have gotten another set of jolts in there if it was a full vest like the one that I usually use as my light vest. And I may switch with it. I did like this one because it's mesh in the front, which means it breathes very, very nicely, and then it has an insulated Camelback carrier on the back, which I didn't end up bringing my Camelback bladder into the stadium because I was told you couldn't, but it turns out you just couldn't bring a full one in. It had to be empty, and then you could fill it up once you got inside. And I wish I had, because I got really dehydrated in there. But as it was, the Lego figures that I thought I had lost, that I checked all of my pockets, the one pocket I hadn't checked was the Camelback pouch. I had them put the Legos back there because I knew they would be safe because I was afraid they'd fall out of my dump pouches. And luckily, the person who sent them to me remembered that I'd put them there and pinged me in the comments, and they were there, and they are awesome, and someday I will show them off when I go through all of the various Lego figures that I've been given that haven't been integrated into something at this point. So this was a lot of fun. As I said, there were dump pouches that I had extra ammo in and that I dumped the jolts in as I went, because people would come up and go, oh, you're missing a bunch, and I'd dump pouches. Because, yeah, I had people pulling jolts off of me and running when we were running in a squad, and especially the ones on the back, they got pulled the most common. And that maybe were the ones I didn't get back, ended up going, who knows, wasn't worried about it. It was a whole lot of fun. So I will certainly probably run this again at some event where silliness is key, because it was an inordinate amount of fun. So there you have it, the Jolt vest. Magnificent. Thank you for watching. Huh.